What happens if you don't read? What happens if you do not read? You bleed within. That's number one. What do you mean you bleed within? Your brain becomes stable. Your brain is starving of information to make it be moving. So your brain bleeds because your brain needs to be informed. And what happened? You become ignorant of your surrounding. You either watch a television for 10 hours and don't pick up a book to inform yourself about education, inform yourself about knowledge, inform yourself about especially the creator of the universe. What happens when you don't read? You become illiterate. You become misinformed. You become mishap. You become a follower rather than a leader. Because leaders are readers. Yes, leaders are readers. And the Bible says, here go to God, a people, if my people which are called, my friend, the Bible also says that when you don't read, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So if you don't read, you bleed within. And especially if you are an elderly person and you don't do things that exercise your brain facility, your brain power, you become a person of ignorancy. You be a person of illiteracy. The best thing to do, my friend, go to the library and get you a library card. If you don't get a library card, go to the library and read a book to tell you or to show you information. And if you can't read, go and listen to a book and take it line upon line and read the book. Because if you don't read, you become illiterate. Look at our society right now, 21st century. Glory to God. How people that does not read, they stay on the iPhone, the iPad, and they stay in front of television and they vacuum out their brain because they don't read. What happened? We don't read. Your brain bleeds. Your brain crying out, please help me. So I'm telling you, I'm informing you today, be a reader. Get a book. At least read 5 books a month. Read 10 books or 20 books or 50 books for the year. Be a reader. A reader is a person that be informed. A reader is not a person that is educated. If you are not a reader, you are not a believer. If you're not a believer, you're going to follow everything. You're going to bend over so everybody can ride you. Be a reader, be a leader today because you are a reader. The society right now, the 21st century, children are illiterate. And the reason why they're illiterate because, number one, they don't want to read a book. They would take up a book, put a book in the trash. But to give them an iPhone, they're glad to inform and get in their hand and play all kind of games. I know it's the ABC on the iPhone, but give them a book so they can smell the pages. Are you a reader? Are you a believer? Are you a person that wants to be informed about information? Are you a leader? Because a leader is not just a person that stands behind a podium. A leader is a person that leads the community in positive messages. Are you a leader? Are you a reader? How many books you read a month? How many books you read a year? I'm talking about completing the whole book. Don't judge a book by its cover, but read what's inside the book. The greatest book that I ever read is the Bible. From the book of Genesis all the way to Revelation. Those books are information to help you so you won't fall into sin. Yes, sin, S-I-N. If you're not a reader, you are a follower of everything that go around in your society. You be addicted to things that you know that's harmful for your body. If you're not a reader, you're going to believe every wind and doctrine. Are you a reader? It's amazing how people call themselves a Christian and never read the Holy Scripture. You call yourself a Christian for 10 years and you can't even quote the Lord's Prayer. You call yourself a Christian and don't know what Psalms 23 say. You call yourself a Christian and don't know what the first verse of 1 Corinthians, the 13th chapter, verse 1. You call yourself a Christian, but you don't even read a book that you believe in. You read other books, but don't read a book that you believe in. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Knowledge is power. And I know the cliches sound good, but do you know what that means? Knowledge is power when you are a reader and you are a believer and you live what you read. You know, there's a man that behold a book in his hand and forget what manner of man he is or she is. Are you a reader? Excuse me, I'm talking to you. Are you a reader? It's time for you to turn off the television. It's time for you to turn off the iPhone, the iPad, and get information from a book. The book is looking at you. And the cliche is that information is power, but the only way you be informed and get the power, you got to be a great reader. You can't even read a book. You can't even read a whole book for the whole month or the whole week. A week should be able to make you finish a book. You read it on the telephone, the telephone, the telephone. I call it a heliphone. You're on the television, they're vacuuming out your brain. My friend, the Super Bowl coming, and how many people gonna be tube looking at the people that getting big checks and you just living paycheck to paycheck? Are you a reader? Excuse me, are you a reader? You gotta read. You gotta be informed. Go back to school. But if you don't go back to school, read a book. Hallelujah. General Ford was not a person that finished high school. Hallelujah. Steve Jobs was a person that finished high school, but those guys are millionaires. But how many people, my friend, they are not readers? And when you're not a reader, you're not a believer, because you don't even read a book that you carry in your hand every Sunday. And that's what the devil trick you up. The Bible says we're not ignorant of the devil devices. The devil devices what? Trickeries. Are you a reader? Excuse me, are you a reader? If you're not a reader, you're going to be illiterate. If you're not a reader, you can't be a believer. That's why you're stumbling, because you're not a reader. You got to study to show thyself approved unto God. A workman or woman need not be rightly dividing the word of truth. Are you a reader?